I'm very pleased to have found partners from your countries to work together with us, because we are there now since many, many years and we really appreciate it. But then I had the possibility after, how you call it, I had the possibility to meet Trin, and he was able to show us his ideas. He's a young entrepreneur with a strong company in the background, and he really passed from my lawyers all the KYC procedures and all that stuff, that we really found trust in him and his companies and his partners for the next years. And that was as well the reason that we said we want to stay in. But look, I'm 62, Trin is 28 or 29, and that's the person's and his ideas to believe in the future. I started in your country 20 years, 15 years ago, and now I have to look for young entrepreneurs, and I hope that he makes with his ideas and with the idea to improve the project, to improve the office building, to add maybe some floors, that we really can profit from our 10%. That's the idea why we have chosen his consortium as a partner. For the moment, my share is 100%, and after the transaction, my share will be 10%.
Значи моментално вика дека е 100%, но после трансакциите што ќе се случуваат сега, ќе има само 10% од уделот на Соравија.
And we as well want to establish together with this consortium some real estate projects on the coast of Albania near Flora, where we have very big land plots, and we need partners who are experienced, we need partners who have the connections, and that's the reason why we stayed in that consortium.
Значи, не знам дали разбиравте, вика дека има планови за соработка за во Албанија, за во конкретно во Валона, каде има можност за инвестиција и можност за искусни партнери за соработка понатаму.
So, Mr. Soravia, if you hear me, did you believe in Drin, in the company that stands behind Drin, or in his last name?
To tell you the truth, I didn't know his last name. I believe in his education. I believed in his skills of negotiating, and his last name was quite later, because we believe in personality and we do not believe in political connections, or we do not believe in other things. We just rely on the KYC, know your customer. That was the very important, and they really passed everything. And of course, I was as well 28 years old when I started my career.
Mr. Soravia, in our country is too emotional to give a name to give to another. In this case, your surname. Are you asking to change the name Soravia if you sell it? When you sell it?
I think that will be the task of Mr. Trin, because it was one thing. Originally, if you remember, we bought the building in a tender of the state, and it was meant to be a World Trade building. Yes, from the World Trade Organization. And to change a name, it might be an idea if it's for the marketing, better than the name of Soravia, of course.
Any other question? For Mr. Soravia? No, for Mr. Soravia, because he will have to continue with his schedule.
Mr. Soravia, There was an information about 20 million euros debt of your company here in Skopje. What caused this debt? What was the reason of such a big debt here?
I think it is a very reasonable debt because it's quite a big building, and divide the debt of the house through the square meters. And I think for the moment it's not possible to build up for that price a new, in that quality, on that place, a house in such a place with only 20 million debt. It's, I don't want to say it, but Trin is paying a reasonable price.
Another question is why this debt happened.
I do not know whether you know a real estate project. It starts like that we have, you put equity in it, maybe a third, and 2/3 you take a loan as a bank. And if you look back for the last 15 years, we bought at that time from the state of Macedonia. Then we started to refurbish the building and so on. And within the years, we were able to pay back partly of the loans. And now the remaining loan is approximately that. And I think, of course, that's the reason the banks and the buyers are stepping into that business, because it has a future. It is reasonable in the price. Of course, maybe you think 20 years, but it's one of my smallest projects.
Не знам дали разбиравте, сепак че значи вика дека кога го купиле од страна од државата и нормално го купиле со земање кредити од банките. И потоа со годините тие инвестирале ве тоа, го следиле до сега како што биде. Значи од тоа што треба да се враќа на банките, останало уште 20 милиони што треба да се враќат на банките. И затоа изгледа настанали овој долг.
Може ли да го прашате колкава е вредноста на договорот? Бидејќи договорот знаеме, меѓутоа колкава е вредноста, колку е подпишан договорот, е разлика на договорите.
Mr. Soravia, they are interested to know how much is the agreement, the total price. They are not interested to know about 20 million debt, but the agreement that you reached with your partners here. Can you unfold it?
That's confidential, but you can imagine that I stay in the project with 10%. I believe in the future that Green and his partners are able to developing the project and to do an upgrade. Yes, and
Значи,
so that benefit will be in the future.
Значи, колку што може да разбирате, конфиденцијално е тоа бројка и нормално дека после сите постапки он ќе има само 10% од уделот на Соравија овде и нормално верува дека ќе има иднина за овој проект што го има овде и потоа ќе се видат и бенефициите колку ќе бидат од тоа понатаму кога ќе се продолжи со работа или и со инвестиции. Another question? Повели.
Mr. Soravia, what was the price of the building that you bought from Macedonia early in the years? But the exact amount of money, please.
To tell you the truth, I really cannot remember, but you must find out in all the newspapers at that time when we bought it. I don't know it by heart for the moment, and I think it was approximately 12 million or 10 million, something like it. It was an official tender, a public tender of the state, and we were able to get it. But I think you will find it in all the papers of that time. If you want, I will look, but I would need 1 hour for it or 2 hours, then you get it. Because it was everything official. You can look it, and we paid it to the state.
What's the value of the building or the enterprise now?
I don't know if you heard it. He wants to know the current price of this building. How much is evaluated?
It depends. It depends how the evaluation is for the moment in Macedonia. You must ask there the chartered surveyors. I'm, from my point of view of a real estate developer, I think it is an accurate price and it is a fair price. But of course, Drin is doing a good business, because if that building would be in Vienna or that building would be in Berlin, it would be quite a much higher price. But we achieve the same rents as in Vienna as in Berlin, and that is the reason that you are till now not member of the European Union, and the price will rise, of course, quite much if you continue to negotiate with the European Union, and then the price will go up, hopefully.